What's up, everybody? It's your boy Rashad Buie back again. Considering that like and subscribe button as I upload videos on a weekly basis covering the hottest topics in sports, especially if it is OU related. This is Ballin' with Buie. Today I want to break down a very stressful softball series that happened last weekend, and that was #1 team in the country, Oklahoma, against 7th ranked team in the country, Oklahoma State. There was a lot of drama throughout the entirety of the series, so let's jump right in. Game 1, OSU was able to come out with a victory 6-4 and upset OU. All 10 runs in the game, all 10 runs that came during the game were via home run for both sides. It was a big win for OSU, an historic win, honestly, for the program because it snapped OU's 57-game consecutive Big 12 regular season win streak. It was the first conference loss that OU had suffered since April 23rd of 2017 against Baylor, and it was OSU's first win against OU since April 27th of 2011. That is a whole decade without a win against the University of Oklahoma. So like I said, it was a historic win for OSU. It was Giselle Juarez's first loss. She was pulled after just 2 innings. OU did break a program record during the game for home runs in a season with 116. But the win, it gave OSU a half-game lead in the Big 12 standings, which is kind of surprising. You know, OU didn't have any losses in the Big 12 coming into the game, and they're #1 team in the country, and they dropped their first game of the year, and they're half a game back in the standings. So they were half a game back going into Game 2. So Game 2, which was played the following day, it wasn't a doubleheader. OU was able to get the win 6-4, like OSU did the previous day. Shannon Sale pitched 6 innings. She got the start. She only allowed 3 runs, only 1 earned run, and she improved to 14-0 on the year. Nicole May got her first career save after entering in the 7th inning with 2 on base, and she was able to sit the remaining batters down. OU bounced back with a very solid day at the plate with 12 hits. They brought their home run total on the year to 118, and OU has hit home runs in 40 of 43 games on the year. And going into the game, like I said, they were half game back in the Big 12 standings, and this game, picking up the victory, gave them a half-game lead in the Big 12 standings. And for the regular season, Big 12 champ would come down to Game 3, which would be played the following day. Keep in mind, rolling into Game 3, OU had won 8 straight regular season Big 12 championships, and OSU was seeking their first since 1995. But Game 3, it was a very dramatic game, probably the best game of the series, honestly, because OU came out and you thought, wow, this game's already over, it's going to be a run rule. OSU committed 3 errors early and a wild pitch in the 2nd inning to allow OU to bring in 6 runs. OSU's Carrie Eberle is who got the start, and she was replaced in the 3rd inning. And then Mendez ended up hitting a 3-run home run in that 3rd inning to extend OU's lead to 9-1. So that's 8-run lead, so the run rule effect is in play if we would have made it to the 5th inning with that big lead, which we did not. Juarez got hit out of the 3rd by OSU because they hit 2 home runs to cut OU's lead to 9-5. And Juarez really struggled in this series. I don't know if OSU just had her figured out, if they were just having a good series or what, but if I am any other team, I am watching this series to break down OU. I'm not watching anything else. I'm not even watching the Georgia game. I'm watching this series because every single game, OSU gave OU some problems. But anyways, Shannon Sale came in to replace Juarez after that, and then OSU loaded the bases, and Sale ended up walking 2 runs in. So that cut her day short very quickly, and Nicole May would end up entering, who struck out the last batter. But still, OSU cut the lead to 9-7 just after 3 innings. 9 runs for OU, 7 runs for OSU just after 3 innings. And Eberle ended up coming back in for OSU in the 5th inning because, as you know, in softball, if you leave, you are allowed to re-enter the game 1 time. OU, had, like I said, had a 9-1 lead at one point, but they were able to hang on for the victory, and they ended up winning 11-8. It gave OU their 9th straight regular season Big 12 championship, and OSU gave OU a run for their money. This was by far the toughest series that OU has had all season. It was probably the best team that they've played all season, aside from Texas, but OU handled Texas very easily. But yeah, OSU gave OU a run for their money in this series. And then kind of rolling in after that series, a couple days later, Big 12 awards were announced, and clearly OU is going to sweep all of those because they've been dominant all year. But Jocelyn Allo got Player of the Year, Grace Lyons got Defensive Player of the Year, Tiara Jennings got Freshman of the Year, Patty Gasso Coach of the Year, once again, her 9th straight Coach of the Year award. And then first team All Big 12, you had Jada Coleman, Shannon Sale, along with Allo, Lyons, and Jennings. And then second team, you had Mackenzie Donahue, Lindsay Elam, and Giselle Juarez. And then on the third team, you had Coleman, Jennings, and Nicole May. So OU, all across the board on every single award, you saw the University of Oklahoma attached to it. Now that this series is over, Big 12 awards are over, it is time for the Big 12 Championship Series to start, which will be Friday, which is the same day that this video will be posted. You will be watching this on a Friday, the same day that the tournament will start. But OU plays Friday at 2 versus 4 seed Baylor, and then they will play again that same day at 7:30 against 6 seed Texas Tech. And then the championship game is going to be played Saturday at 3 o'clock. I expect OU to walk into that championship game and to be faced with a tough opponent. I assume it's either going to be OSU and Texas, probably OSU. If you're OU, you want Texas, but it's probably going to be OSU to get that fourth game between the two to decide the Big 12 championship, postseason Big 12 championship. So I'm looking forward to it. Softball season is kind of winding down, and the tournament is going to start winding up. It's one of my favorite times of the year, the softball tournament, and I can't wait for it. We'll see what seed OU gets. I think they deserve the number 1 seed, but there's been a lot of chatter from some analysts that they think OU's schedule is too weak and that they should be a lower seed, that maybe UCLA or Alabama deserve the 1 seed because they've played better competition. But we'll see. I mean, some sports take that into higher consideration than others. Like football, they consider who you play very heavily. But in basketball, we saw Gonzaga get the number 1 overall seed, and they didn't play anyone for the majority of the year. So yeah, we'll see how softball handles a weak schedule. But stay tuned for the Big 12 championship, and postseason is going to be following those conference tournaments. Deuces.